Borders no longer allowed into the city center as police and the county try to contain growing wave of daylight muggings.
Expect fireworks in Parliament today as Jubilee Party flexes its muscles to oust defiant members from committees.
And activists renew push for implementation of 2/3 gender rules, starting with Kenyatta's cabinet.
Say there that we want more women.
Yes.
Okay.
We want more women in cabinet.
All right.
Good morning and welcome to Power Breakfast this lovely Tuesday. Those are just some of the highlights, some of the big discussions this morning. Of course, we have a lot more in store.
Right, we also have Man Cave coming up a little bit later on. So today we're talking about boxers or briefs.
Okay. Yeah. Boxers or briefs.
Yes. Then later on we'll be talking about the Eat Out. We'll have a lady from Eat Out Kenya who's coming to tell us about the, normally there is this restaurant week that happens. So, me and food, we go together.
So you get to sample a lot more than Thursday's Chef Ali's.
Well, I'm hoping Wakuja Naka something.
Yeah.
But I think they'll be giving out something also to our listeners and viewers.
Wow, something to look forward to.
Something to look forward to as well.
Yes. Start talking to us at Citizen TV Kenya is our Twitter handle. You can also use the hashtag, actually use the hashtag up until 9 a.m. Use the hashtag Power Breakfast. My Twitter handle is at Freddy Ndimuli. Mine is at Willis Raburu, and you can also wake up at Joy_Mudengi.
Yes. Akiwa pale Mayakos County.
Yes, let's now take a look at today's news. Now, groups of muggers have invaded Nairobi's central business district streets, where they've been snatching jewelry, wigs, mobile phones and even spectacles from pedestrians. And following a public uproar, police have deployed a special squad to rein in the brazen attackers who strike in broad daylight. And as Hassan Mugambi reports, police have linked the theft to invasion of hawkers as well as border operators.
She is one of the latest victims of the marauding gangs that have taken over the streets of Nairobi. Susan Warui was badly shaken on Saturday last week when a gang of muggers attacked her as she walked along Tomboya Street.
So as I was walking, just crossing the road there, I just had someone grab me from behind, grab my ears from behind. But it was very fast, I didn't know what happened. So I just felt the pain on my ears, and when I held myself, I realized that my earrings had gone. So when I turned back to look, I saw the guy running. A few guys tried running after him, but he was too fast.
In a flash, she lost her earrings valued at 17,000 Kenya shillings and was left nursing scratch marks behind her ears and her neck.
The earrings were made of gold, white gold and yellow gold. So how he did that on both ears means he must have followed me and known how to do it very fast.
Luckily, the attackers did not manage to run away with her golden chain.
He grabbed it, but it fell in. So I actually still have it with me here. I've never repaired it.
Susan triggered a social media frenzy when she posted about her ordeal on Facebook. Such is the life of many Nairobi residents or visitors who venture into the lawless streets. Posting on Facebook, one man said the attackers grabbed his spectacles as he walked along the same street. A situation police have now blamed on congestion and invasion by hawkers and border operators.
We allowed a lot of impunity to happen here. And you remember during the election, people were saying, oh, let these people hope. Because they wanted, they wanted votes. The elections are over.
Better late than never. Yes, we've started. Watch our steps. We have always done well. And we can see light at the end of the tunnel.
Nairobi Police Commander Japheth Koome says 35 people have been arrested and will be arraigned and charged with robbery with violence, an offense that attracts a mandatory death penalty on conviction. The county government also moving to assure the public that border operators have been banned from the CBD from Tuesday.
Let me warn them that from tomorrow we don't want to see any motorbike within CBD. Tumekuwa na cases ambao wamesinachi vitu za bear bags za wanawake, watu wananyang'anywa vitu zao, wanakimbia na pikipiki.
Only private motorcycles and couriers will be allowed to operate within the city.
With critics maintaining that it is a move that has come too little too late, it remains to be seen how the multi-agency operation will restore sanity in Nairobi. Hassan Mugambi, Citizen TV.
Yes, the hashtag Nairobi CBD Muggers is the second trending hashtag this morning. Let's just sample some of the tweets. One here from at Lee McQueenie, just witnessed another mugging around Stanley. Street children must be driven out of CBD and confined to very far away. Yes, why are Kenyans blaming Mike Sonko, yet we know he does not control security docket? Mungiki terrorizing Kenyans. This is just another opinion on social media. Quite a lot of discussion on that, and now joining me in studio to discuss this matter further, we do have Tito Kilonzi, Chief Officer Security, Nairobi County, in charge of compliance and disaster management. It's good to have you, sir, this morning. Yes, we saw the police bosses speaking about this issue yesterday. So far, and according to one of the tweets, they say that so far 35 people have been arrested. But we also know that on your side at the county government, the Governor Mike Sonko tweeted at the weekend saying that there's a special squad from the county that's actually working to try and help the police in containing this thuggery within the city, CBD. Is that a fact? Is that squad already working?
Yeah, thank you. I want to confirm that it is true. We from the county government, we have formed an mugging squad or a team, and is doing very well. In fact, as per yesterday, we were able to arrest 10 more muggers, and they are in custody for further investigations and further action.
Yet the county has always had its own security enforcement unit all along. How come this matter has escalated to this point, yet you are there?
Yes. First of all, I want to thank the media fraternity in this country, because, you know, mugging is a crime which is a discrete crime. And you can't look at a person who is walking and say, this is a mugger, unless actually that person is committing a crime. But when this issue was brought on the light by the media, we have swung into action, and I can confirm to you we are doing very well. And you can see our bosses, Mr. Kome and RC Nairobi area. I was part of that meeting yesterday.
Yes, incidentally, you've also served as part of the National Police.
And we have formed a team that is going to be no nonsense in this city.
Okay.
And we are going to put things into perspective. And already we have started putting this into perspective.
Yes. So what exactly is your role at the county with regard to this? You're the Chief Officer Security in charge of compliance and disaster management. When it comes to this squad and containing the muggings in the city, what exactly is your role?
You see, I am a police officer by profession, but I've been second to the county government as a link person between the county government and the national police. The department within the county government that enforces all other departments in the county government, that's not the enforcement that I'm now aiding. So all the departments within the county government require some enforcement so that they can function. And we have also that bit of law enforcement. We play a complementary role to the national police, but majorly matters that are so high that we can't handle. Once we get them, we hand over to the police for further investigation and action.
Is that what is happening in this case?
It is happening in this case because after now we get the muggers. Actually, mugging is nothing other than robbery. Yes. And you have heard Mr. Kome say very well. These muggers is a term given to indicate people are snatching things from unsuspecting Kenyans, right?
Yes.
But in actual sense, mugging is robbery. When somebody attacks you, injures you, and takes your properties, that's robbery.
Okay.
And these people, they face serious charges before the court of law, and the fines and punishment are so huge for them.
Okay.
So now, when you get them now, because we have no capacity as a county government to do further investigations, we hand them over to the police for further investigation, and later on they are and then before court.
Okay.
So I'm a linker.
Okay. Politics has been blamed for this. Even your colleague spoke about, in that news piece, spoke about the fact that hawkers have moved into the CBD, and that's contributing a lot to the new wave of crime. Also the fact that Boda Boda riders have been operating within the city center. Now, starting this morning, that will no longer be allowed. Boda Boda operators will no longer be allowed. How much of a problem has this Boda Boda operators been?
I don't want to comment anything about the politics in terms of as far as crimes are concerned, because a crime is an individual and act by people who have decided to commit crimes, but we have to accept that that crime is there.
But do you agree that probably the fact that hawkers have been allowed so deep inside the city center, that could be a problem?
I don't want to say that they have been allowed deep to the city center, but I can confirm to you, for a while now, the CBD, you rarely find an hawker walking there, because we have moved them to the, we have tried to remove the hawkers from the CBD, but maybe as you move far away from the CBD, you'll find them. You know, somebody's hawking and somebody who is trying to act is living. This is not a person who is committing a crime. Hawking becomes a crime because this person is doing the job at a wrong place and is not licensed. Because we have hawkers who are licensed, and they do the job at the right places. But those ones who just invade and do business at the wrong place, and they have not been licensed, we arrest them, because now those offenses against our bylaws.
What about the Boda Boda operators? Because that has also been a problem. They've been accused of snatching bags from ladies within the town.
We don't allow them, and when they came in, without being allowed. But we are now cracking down on them seriously, because these Boda Bodas now, first of all, they have become a nuisance. Because we have no shortage of transport within the CBD, because there are so many vehicles which can do what they are doing, right? But some of these Boda Bodas are being used by the snatchers and the muggers. They snatch, and somebody jumps on top of one, and then it gets away. So we have declared Boda Bodas as persona non grata. We don't allow them any longer in the city, and we are going to crack on them. And I want to warn them, they should not dare to come, because now we are going to work on them seriously, but within the confines of the law.
Okay. Joining us also this morning for this discussion, Dr. Isaac Kalua. He's the chairperson of the Motorcycle Assembly Association of Kenya. Dr. Kalua, good morning. Karibu sana.
Good morning.
You've just heard what the Chief Officer Security in charge of compliance and disaster management has said about Boda Boda operators. You've been dealing with this riders for a while. You've talked about how big business they bring. Quite a number of riders actually make a living out of riding in and out of town. But now with this declaration, this ban, how much will it affect even the business that you represent?
First of all, allow me to congratulate the County Council or the county government of the city of Nairobi. Thank you, Mr. Tito, for the great job. We know you for the good job that you have done elsewhere.
Thank you.
And we believe that you are going to add value in the city.
I have the capacity, no doubt about that.
Allow me to state it here. I think when something is working perfectly, it does not make any sense to disrupt, and especially when it gets to matters of business. And I want to appreciate that in this country we are reactive to issues, and we tend to operate immediately with a lot of passion when something happens, and then we deal with the issues with a real big hammer. Look at Kenyatta Hospital. We are moving in and making sure that security is an issue. Now we are going to employ so many, which is a good thing that should actually have been done much earlier. Look at the city of Nairobi. I appreciate that Tito has just come in at this time, and there will be much more that he needs to do. But now go back to the industry. Why do we have the motorcycles in the city of Nairobi? And when we talk about motorcycles, we are not talking about individuals that are in this business. We are talking of an entire sector of economy, where we are having 500,000 motorcycles in the country, transporting 18 million Kenyans on a daily basis. That means, one, there is a need. Two, we have these people, 500,000, that are supporting 2.4 million Kenyans as their livelihoods, their source of livelihoods. Three,
we are looking at a sector that can only grow at the increase of the product called the motorcycle, because it's a sector that is bringing to the government directly as taxes over 3 billion Kenya shillings on an annual basis. Now, this entire sector can only grow when also the localization bit. I want us to look at the bigger picture first, and then we now come to the specifics of the security in this case. The sector is looking at localizing, and it is the easiest sector that is going to cause employment in this city. Look at just improvement of 5 parts locally produced. It has led to about 100 people being employed out of this production.
But Dr. Kaluri, you must agree that part of this growth that you talk about has largely been contributed to by the fact that the sector, the motorcycle sector, is largely unregulated. That even the riders, most of them are unlicensed. NTSA is supposed to be the one doing that, but do you think they've done it as it should be?
Yes, let me come to that just now, because I just wanted to create the bigger picture and then bring us down to what we are trying to do now. I want to suggest to my good friend and my friend also, the governor, security and insecurity is people-driven. I think this is one thing, and I think His Excellency the President has called us to be each other's keeper. The people, why do we have motorcycles in the city in the first place? One, there is a need. We don't have a mass transport system. This is clear at the moment. The need of people wanting to move to the city, the need why 18 million people are using the motorbike, it is compact, it is accessible to most of these places. It is true that there are regulations that are very clear in this country. The regulations that were set out recently by NTSA, which clearly defines law and order in this thing. I don't refuse. These motorbikes are a mess when you look at them. But there are regulations that are supposed to govern them. These people clearly state that they need to be assisted to enhance these regulations so that they can be able to. But
before that happens, Dr. Kalua, don't you think that actually what Tito Kilonzi says here, that yes, they have contributed to the crime wave in the city center, that people are using bodas to actually get away after committing crime, and this is not just within the city center, but within the city center, it is quite a big problem.
Let me say this. Crime is not only on the bike, and crime is a serious issue everywhere in the world.
But it is part of the problem.
Yes, it is quite a problem, and it is not only crime, it is also accidents, it is so many things, and the regulations take good care of that. If the motorbike owners are known and they are regulated, you see, the situation is, and they have personally, they have come in and said, we need to be supported to have our regulations on. You find the chairman is also on the motorbike, he's also competing with the other people in the city, and you see, go to other countries like Vietnam, where we have 500,000 motorcycles, 5 million against 500,000 motorcycles. They expect to have 7 million motorcycles in the city in about in a few years' time, and they want to phase them out slowly.
Okay.
I believe that if we implement, and the county has got a very good system, who are using these motorcycles.
But is it up to the county? Because that's the other problem. When it comes to regulation of public transport, how much does the county, how much leeway does the county government have in terms of regulating even the PSVs, matatus, and now the boda riders? Because it appears your hands are tied. The only thing you can say is don't come into the city center.
No, you see, now these are police issues, and my concerns are enforcement of law and order. You see, but as we speak now, the police of the county government is never to accept or to allow borders in the CBD. By not allowing them in the CBD, that does not put them out of business, because they are allowed also to operate outside. But the CBD, it is the policies that they should be kept away, because of we must bring sanity and to control traffic flow in the CBD. I agree with what he's saying, because it is unemployment.
Yes.
Because the capacity of job market does not match the people that we have in this country. That's a way of also living for our people. But you see, we have a duty also to bring sanity in this town. I mean, in this city. And you will agree with me, and also Mr. Garu will agree with me that some, not all of them, some of Bodabodas, and as you said, it's very right, they are involved in criminal activities. They themselves, they also become criminals, some of them, and others are hired as a getaway. And therefore, the police, as of now, or the county government, Bodabodas should not operate in the city because we have no shortage of transport in the CBD. Can they now operate with the ferry but leave the CBD so that now we bring sanity there?
We saw quite some madness in the Matatu sector a few years back. Part of the solution was actually allowing them to self-regulate by forming SACCOs. Do you think that would work for Bodabodas as well? Because it appears it is largely unregulated and the institutions that we have look like they may not be able to regulate that sector anytime soon.
That is something that can work, and I want to state here that part of the regulations that have been set by NTSA and needs to be followed is that every SACCO member is every Boda rider is supposed to be a SACCO member. Are they? Some of them are not. There is even a system that was arranged and is being worked on by the Office of the President, and I've participated in it, and also the Boda Association people, where they are even supposed to get to a level of uniform, where they are supposed even to have gadgets so that you know the motorcycle that is being run on this side. As it is right now, the Bodas are supposed to have their lights on. They are supposed to carry specific load, not just what they've been carrying over the period of time. They are supposed to be driving on the right side, not on the left side of the road. All these are regulations that are already on. And then let's also go back to the reality. Why do we have muggers? Not only in the city, but everywhere else. It's because people don't have jobs. How can you be taking people away, especially the ones in the city? Let me say this. These people, and maybe regulations are good, policies are good, but they are supposed to govern people. So even as you move on... You
feel that the ban on Bodabodas entering the CBD will actually contribute to more crime?
Yes, because they are supposed... You see, don't just sit and bring out policies without consulting the people. Sit down with the motorcycle riders, sit down with them and tell them, guys, this is the situation. Vietnam, as I said, they are talking of reducing them in 10 years' time. Other countries that are dealing with this, they have all these procedures. What are the security measures that we are taking? Sit down and tell them, guys, you know yourselves. These people have loans to pay for their motorbikes, and they are the most efficient people. The bankers and the institutions of finance love them. When you say that you are keeping them out of the city, soon you will hear Mombasa saying that they are going to be kept out of the city. Soon you're going to hear all the others. And these are the people who are helping institutions and even corporate companies to send mails. They are doing deliveries. They are doing all this. But it is true, there are some characters that are not right.
But has the city county government been able to engage this Boda riders in any forum to try and understand their issues and probably try and work with them?
I want to comment about that.
I know, yes, it doesn't fall into you. But it would have helped if at all the county government did that.
I believe something is being done or will be done, but as of now, is to bring sanity and to make people in Nairobi feel secure when they are working within the CBD.
So finally, as the one in charge of security and compliance, so that ban, according to your colleague in that news piece, kicks off this morning. So no Boda rider will be allowed within the city center.
Definitely, yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me say it without any fear of
does not mean. Sorry. That does not mean that we are putting them out of business. We allow them elsewhere outside them. But the CBD, it's the central business district.
Okay.
That is a no-go zone for them because we must bring sanity in our city.
Don't you dare.
They shouldn't, and I should warn them to keep them from the city because we shall arrest them and take appropriate action against them.
Finally, Dr. Kalu.
This thing came up on the Matatus. They kicked them out and they allowed them in. I think the best thing is to negotiate and to discuss with these people. Kicking people out of business is not helping us at all. Sit down with the riders, discuss with them, solution will be found there. It is not in kicking them out of the city that is going to bring sanity in the city. Sanity is what you imagine, because the motorbike, the number of people that come with motorbikes on a daily basis, it clearly states that there is a need. And the need and solution in the city is mass transport system. The moment it comes in, nature will just turn itself out, and the things will work for the good of the city, not by evicting these people. I dare say it will fall on their face, and it will not be a good thing. Already there is a court matter, and I'm not trying to promote a situation.
You're looking to block that ban through the courts?
I am not. I am just imagining, and I'm speaking as a Kenyan and as a manufacturer of motorcycles, and knowing how much these people are earning, how much the industry has got the potential of employing people, and how much industry that we can create in this city. So I want to suggest very warmly to His Excellency the Governor of the City of Nairobi and his team, partly this, please call the motorcycle riders. Sit with them, discuss and agree the way forward. Kicking them out of town is not going to help. You don't just make a unilaterally decision that may, of course, fall on your face. These are human beings, and they are Kenyans who are just looking for livelihoods.
Thank you so much, Dr. Isaac Kalua, Chair, Motorcycle Assembly Association of Kenya, and Tito Kilonzi, Chief Security Officer, Nairobi County, Chief Officer, Security, Nairobi County, in charge of compliance and disaster management. Thank you for helping us understand this. Yes, the ban on border riders getting into the city center takes effect today. It has been there, but it has been renewed, and starting this morning, border riders will not be allowed into the city center as part of efforts to try and curb the new wave of muggery in Nairobi. Let's now take a break. We'll be back with more news.